Hari Om Tat Sat. Dear friends, I'm making a video after a long time on the topic of yoga for people above 45 years of age. Today I'm going to discuss and also demonstrate the very important aspect of yoga, that is pranayama. Now let me come to the basics of pranayama. Swami Niranjananand says pranayama is the essence of yoga. That is, unless you do pranayama, the benefits of yoga are not accruing to you. Pranayama is not breathing exercise. Let us understand pranayama first of all. Pranayama actually consists of two words, prana and ayama. Prana means vital force or the vital energy, and ayama means taking it in. It is in the yogic science, it is believed that all the energy which we require for our well-being lies in the cosmos around us, lies in the surroundings around us. All we have to do is to tap it so that we get the benefits of that extra energy and vital force for our well-being. And pranayama is a means of doing that. And pranayama is usually done after the asanas, because essentially asanas prepare us for a good practice of pranayama. Today we are going to discuss what are the steps of pranayama and how they should be done. The first requirement for doing a pranayama at any time is that you must be on empty stomach. That is, at least 3 hours after a major meal. Or if you have taken a small light meal, or you have eaten something lightly, or you have taken a cup of tea, then at least wait for 45 minutes before you start the practice of pranayama. Number 2, pranayama cannot be started and should not be started right away. You will have to prepare your mind and body for an effective practice of pranayama. And if you do that, the benefits will be manifold. Satyananda Yoga or Bihar School of Yoga essentially tells about 3 basic preparatory practices which need to be practiced before we actually start the pranayama practice. Pranayama basically aims at utilizing maximum capacity of your lungs so that maximum energy is stored and produced for your well-being, for your health, for fighting your diseases, for fighting the hazards of your life. So we will start with the preparatory practice today. The first practice is Udarswashan. When I talk about Udarswashan, it is abdominal breathing. With this abdominal breathing, the lower lobes of the lungs get activated. And after that, we will practice Vaksaswashan, which is basically thoracic and clavicular breathing, where the upper lobes of the lungs are activated. And finally, the third practice, which is called the yogic swashan or the yogic breathing, in which the total capacity of the lungs is used or activated. So I shall now demonstrate the 3 preparatory practices before commencing the practice of pranayama. So let's start with the first practice. The first practice, as I said, is called Udarswashan. Udarswashan means abdominal breathing. For that, we have to lie down on the mat, flat, with our feet apart and hands on the sides. Here, to ensure that we are breathing as per requirement of the practice, we can keep our hands on the navel center and on the chest to ensure that we are breathing and taking the breath where it is required to go. Here, what we do is we breathe deeply through the nose into the abdominal region, making the navel rise as much as possible. We'll hold it for a few seconds here and slowly exhale from the abdominal region directly to outside. We are now ready for the second round. Slowly inhale into the abdominal region. Make the navel rise as much as possible. Hold for a few seconds in the final position. And then slowly exhale from the stomach region directly to outside. This is round 2. So like this, we can practice for 6 rounds and ensure that the entire breath is going into the abdominal region and we are exhaling also from the same place. The hands placed on the navel center and at the chest will indicate where the breath is going. If the breath is going into the chest region also, you can feel it on your left hand. So these hands actually serve as an indicator. You can also do this practice without the use of hands also. But while using the hands, we must ensure that the elbows are firmly on the floor. After we have completed the 6 rounds, we can bring the hands down and lie in the Shavasana position for some time and breathe normally for a few times. The second practice is the thoracic and clavicular breathing or Vakshashvasana. Here, with this practice, we will activate the upper lobes of our lungs. Here, what we do is we interlock the fingers of both the hands, keep them under our head with the elbows stretching outside and touching the floor. So here, we slowly breathe in through the nose into the chest region, fill up the chest region completely, and then inhale a little bit more up to the collarbone region and wait for a few seconds in the final position and slowly exhale first from the collarbone region and finally from the chest. Here the sequence is very important. In this practice, we have to ensure that our breath is not going into the abdominal region. And while exhaling, the reverse sequence is to be followed. First, we empty the collarbone region and finally from the chest. So, we can continue this practice for 6 to 8 rounds. After we have completed the 6 to 8 rounds, we can bring the hands down now and breathe normally for a few times. After this, we come to the final practice of preparing our body for the pranayama. Again, we'll put the hands as we have done for the abdominal breathing by keeping the right hand on the navel center, left hand on the chest, elbows on the floor. Now, slowly we inhale and fill up the abdominal region first. Inhale a little more, fill up the chest region. Inhale a little bit more up to the collarbone region. Hold for a few seconds and start exhalation from the top. First, empty the collarbone region, then the chest region, and finally the abdominal region. This practice is called yogic swasana. Yogic swasana is a combination of udar swasana and vaksh swasana. The sequence in which you fill your body with breath is to be reversed while exhalation. This also you can continue for 6 to 8 rounds. Ensure that each time you are breathing in slowly and also breathing out slowly. After you have completed your rounds, you can bring the hands down and breathe normally for a few times and relax the entire body. Now you are ready for the regular practice of pranayama. So friends, please remember, so as much time you spend for pranayama and as much attention you pay to the smaller details of it, the better it is for you. For pranayama to be done properly, in which you have to sit straight with your backbone straight, neck straight, hands on your knees in the chin mudra or gyan mudra and eyes closed, and to remain still throughout the practice of pranayama, it is important that the entire body is strong and does not pain while you are sitting straight, because any practice of pranayama will take around 15 to 20 minutes. So during that period, if you are able to keep your body still and mind also still, your pranayama practice will be very effective. So always do the preparatory practice before you start the practice of pranayama. Thank you.